IELTS tests are important for studying abroad, so let us talk about it. There are certain ways that you can use in order to maneuver your way around it. So let us start here with things that can happen. You can actually have a memorandum of instruction to show that you actually did your studies in English. I'm going to tell you like the details of what places you can submit that. And then you have alternatives like writing the digital test. We are going to talk about that. And then institutional assessments, how sometimes some institutions and even scholarships let you actually do their own English test to see whatever it is that you can do. So let us start here with the Nordic route. And you're looking here at the English 6 rules, and it applies to some African countries. So they have this bachelor degree automatic exemption from showing out, and this is for Botswana, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Gambia, Ghana, Liberia, Malawi, Namibia, Sierra Leone, South Africa, Swaziland, Tanzania, Uganda, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. So for students from these countries, you do not actually have to show any out certificate because they have this exemption rule, and it is called the English 6, okay? Now let us move on to the UK and Ireland, and here we are looking at the Commonwealth advantage. So what is happening with the UK is that there is sometimes you have no proof needed if you hold a degree from a UK institution or your degree was done in English from a recognized major English speaking country. And that is the trick there when they say major English speaking country. Here they're giving examples like Antigua, Jamaica, Barbados, and sometimes it can go also to some African countries, but you need to check to be sure. But most times I did A level, so they say GCSE and A levels is often accepted instead of IELTS, so that is good. Now let's look at Ireland. Here we are looking at digital friendly. Ireland explicitly accepts Duolingo English test for study visas, and you need to have a minimum score of 55 to 75 plus. This is good because this Duolingo English test, you can take it at home. It is like not as stressful as all the other ones where you have to go to some center, write it there, extremely expensive. This is like a cheaper alternative. Now let us look at North America, and you have these holistic admissions that are done sometimes, and they're not necessarily looking specifically only at that English. It is important, but it is not always the case. So you have United States, the conditional pathway. Many universities offer conditional admission. You enter an intensive English language program on campus before starting the degree. Then the interview waiver. Institutions like University of Dayton and New Orleans often waive tests for students who demonstrate proficiency during admission interviews. I think that's an amazing thing. Like if you're able to show that you can speak English, then they waive it. That's amazing. And in Canada, there was a shift in 2025. As of late 2025, accepted tests for student direct stream and general permits have expanded significantly. So the test that they are accepting now is you have PTE Core, CELPIP General, TOEFL, IBT. And I know this is really interesting because I know there are so many universities and other countries that do not even accept TOEFL, IBT at all. So exemption study permit applicants who have completed 4+ years of study in English at a secondary or post-secondary school in Canada or abroad may be exempted. So those are the things that can happen if you want to go study in Canada with reference to your IELTS. Okay, now let us look at Oceania, the 2025 regulatory updates, because they keep updating it. So this is as of August 7th, 2025. Here we have Australia, the Department of Home Affairs, critical update. The list of accepted tests for student visas subclass 500 has changed. Just as we're talking about it, it says here that Cambridge C1 Advanced, PTE Academic, OET, the IELTS, one skill retake allowed. And then warning, TOEFL, IBT, Home Edition, and OET are not accepted for visa processes. We just saw the one where here, right, Canada is accepting TOEFL, IBT, and then Australia is rejecting TOEFL, IBT. So make your choices based off of that information. Then here we have New Zealand, the Category 1 rule. If you apply to a Category 1 education provider, the provider can assess your English proficiency internally. If they are satisfied, Immigration New Zealand generally accepts this assessment without an IELTS score. And then evidence, previous primary or secondary study in English is valid evidence for the offer of place. New Zealand, pay attention to that. All right, now let's go to Germany. We're going to Europe, Germany and France. With Germany, you have this MOI letter that they actually accept for English taught master's programs, a letter from your previous university registrar confirming English was the medium of instruction is frequently accepted. For preparatory courses, the focus is German proficiency, but English requirements for international tracks are flexible. So, yeah, MOI, and you're good to go for Germany. France, top business and engineering schools often conduct their own video interviews to assess language skills by passing standardized tests. That happens. I think also in Japan, they do that, okay? I think I'll do some video at some point with scholarships that do not require IELTS. I'll probably do that video maybe next week after this one. All right. Students from English-speaking countries or those who have completed a degree in an English-speaking country are typically exempt from the TEF, the ALF scores for English taught curriculums. That is France. It's smart. Make a choice based off of that. Now there is a problem. There is a problem because you can actually, the university may be flexible and then do their own internal things and then exempt you from it, but sometimes the immigration will be the problem. So as you can see here, universities sometimes are flexible. They accept MOIs, they accept interviews, they do a holistic review. But immigration is rigid. They follow strict administrative instruments. For example, the Australian migration instrument. So a university might waive IELTS, but the embassy might still demand a test score for the visa application. Always check the specific student visa requirements for your citizenship of the official on the official website of the government. Please do that to make sure that it actually ties along. It is really interesting. I had an experience recently where I was traveling to Cairo and in Egypt, and they said, okay, people from your country, they will no. The rule was that they are going to waive immigration processes because you live in Japan. And I was like, okay, good. And then they were like, no, but actually call the airlines and check, because for people from your country, they have restrictions. And I'm like, why would the embassy say yes and then the airline says no? This is the same case here. Like, why would the university say yes and then immigration is saying no? It makes no sense to me at all. Anywho, those things happen. Right, let's look at alternatives. What are the things that you can do? Number one, Duolingo test. It is best for Ireland study visas, USA admissions. It's taken at home. You get your result in 48 hours and it is significantly cheaper than IELTS. You have the PTE academic. This is for Australia, New Zealand, Canada. Computer-based scoring, you get the results faster. Then you have the Cambridge C1 Advanced for Sweden, UK, Australia. The certification does not expire. Does not expire. Oh, Lord. You all know, one of the things that I always get really frustrated about all of these exams is because it's like, I wrote the exam 2 years ago. The English is still in my head. Like, why do I have to write a new one? Like, it's just like, I'm like, y'all are just trying to make money off of someone who doesn't even have a ton of money because the English is not yet gone. Like, why is this accepted? Anywho, scholarship and financial aid. Yes, here they are giving examples of scholarships that you can apply for without necessarily needing the IELTS. I'm going to do a separate video on this, but for now, let's see that DAAD, Erasmus Mundus, and then some USA merit scholarships. Won't talk much about this because I will do a separate video on this, such that we all can really get to know what are the scholarships that you can apply for without requiring IELTS. I hope that this was helpful. Please do also like the video, share the video. Let me know in the comment section, how was it for you? I'm going to see you all in the next one. Peace.